One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. How about moving into the 2016 season? What are some marketing executions, promotional executions that you're excited about, whether they be repeats that have done really well for you in the past or new ideas?
Yeah, first of all, we're going to move into phase 2 of our Bulls Unite marketing campaign. That campaign was designed to speak directly to USF alumni in the Tampa Bay region to try to get them reinvigorated with our brand and our program. Year one was very successful for Bulls Unite. Not only did we get great feedback from our fans locally, but we were honored by the National Sports Forum as a national finalist for their overall award of advertising excellence, and we were really proud of that. So that was always designed to be a 2-year marketing campaign. And so going in, I should say, last year, what we focused on, most of our efforts are really on the fan experience outside the stadium, from students to season ticket holders, even to single game buyers. We wanted to improve every iteration within their game day. So, based on feedback from our personal conversations with those fans and with end-of-year surveys, we made adjustments to our parking and tailgating rules. We improved the Bull Zone, which is where we have a pregame party for donors, corporate sponsors, and students. We adjusted traffic patterns coming into and exiting the stadium, and we made adjustments even to the way the fans enter the stadium, get to their seats, and the promotional items that they get on game day. So that was last year. But this year, our focus is really on improving the in-game experience while they're inside Raymond James Stadium. And, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but the Tampa Sports Authority and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have agreed to invest over $100 million to renovate Raymond James Stadium. And while it'll improve our club and suites experiences, I think the biggest impact on our fans truly will be the state-of-the-art HD video and LED ribbon boards that they're putting in. My understanding is that they will be, I think, probably the third largest in the NFL in terms of square footage. I wrote it down here. 28,000 square feet is the size of those video boards. And we want to make sure that we use those video boards to their fullest capacity to improve the ways fans experience the game. And fans are experiencing the game with, great replays, so that we can give them the same experience that they would have got had they stayed at home. Crowd prompts that are effective and get the fans into the game. Hype videos that really move people and get them emotional about what we're doing. And then with the, proliferation of people who are following the game from a statistical perspective, we want to make sure that we've got ample opportunity to show in-game statistics, out-of-town scores, statistics even from out-of-town games. And then last but not least, of course, supporting our corporate partners on those boards and LED boards and just increasing the branding that you would see, from a USF perspective inside Raymond James Stadium.
One topic that seems pretty consistent over the years that's a challenge for you all and for others in urban marketplaces, and we've talked about this in years past, but I'm curious of your latest thoughts. Do you have any kind of new revelations on how institutions that are based in large urban populations or simply large population centers, how they overcome this challenge of cutting through the clutter and selling tickets or gaining brand momentum?
Well, I can tell you firsthand experience that the way your team performs is the quickest and fastest way to cut through the static. As you had mentioned earlier, we struggled early in the football season last year. And, we can follow those metrics, the sentiment, the number of shares that we see from our fans on social media platforms. But as we begin to win those games, all of a sudden, sentiment changes, the number of shares go up, the interactions go up, and ticket sales also went up. So, interestingly enough, that's the number one, and that's probably something that people would make that assumption. Number two, I got to give a tremendous amount of credit to a guy on our staff named Mike Farrell, who is our digital strategist. He's just extremely creative, and I think that regardless of how our team has performed, he, analyzes the data. He's out there reading everything that people are saying socially, and he's tapped into what the conversation is, and he's found a way to speak to them, whether that's just through the content that he creates. Like, for example, we were able to identify that the thing that moved our fans most on the week of the game was doing a uniform unveil. And so he was able to actually work with Coach Taggart, figure out what our uniform was going to be in advance, create some really cool content, and allowed us to share that with our fans on our platforms. And, it spoke to those fans. It really was something that fans appreciated. Like, quite frankly, it was cool. It was something that people got excited about. And we're blessed to be a partner with Under Armour, who gives us fantastic uniforms that, gives us the opportunity to use a number of combinations to make people excited about what we're going to wear each Saturday.
And that's today's One Question, brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996. One Question is designed to give D1 Ticker subscribers valuable insights on how executive leaders in college athletics think about key issues on their respective campuses, in their departments, or within their leagues and conferences. One Question is brought to you by Turnkey Search, a top industry search firm since 1996.